Great, but listen, I don't want to get too far ahead here. I think honestly, I don't like looking down the road. I'm a big believer in the now. Stay in today. If you start thinking ahead, the future usually crumbles a little bit because you're not taking care of business today. So, listen, we're playing well, we're playing good hockey, but there's 77 more games here. So we'll just pull it back a little bit and let's just keep. Again, I believe I'm a process-driven person, and my hockey team's no different. Take a step every day, get better every single day, and then however the scoreboard looks at the end of the night, at least you look yourself in the mirror and you can say you gave it everything you have, and today we'll take care of it tomorrow. So that's kind of my attitude.
You're listening to Tom Fitzgerald, the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, as they get set to face.
Whoa.
What did I say?
Toronto Maple Leafs?
Devils. Sorry, I got Blue Jays on my mind. Sorry about that. General manager of the New Jersey Devils as they get set to play the Toronto Maple Leafs. So you mentioned process, Fitzy. Where's the process with the development of your star players? And Jack Hughes, I know, has had injury issues, from maybe, his rookie year coming in now. He's 24. Just where is he in his development as one of our stars in the National Hockey League and ready to kind of lead along with Nico Hischier?
Well, we're fortunate to have, not only Jack, but Justin Bratt and Luke Hughes and Simone Nemec and Nico Hischier. So Jack he's a talent man. There's not many more talented hockey players. What he can do with the puck and how elusive he is. And he's had some injuries. But we're dealing today. His game is in a really good spot. He's taking steps as a leader on and off the ice. And you said it, he's only 24. Doesn't even hit his prime yet. So we're excited about that, but he's leading by example on the ice. You watch the way he played the last game against McDavid, and he was doing all the right things. Back checking, stripping pucks from behind, creating his offense like he usually does. So we lean on Jack. He's a great player, but like any young player, he's continued to mature and watch his game grow. From a winning standpoint. We want to win. We want to win hockey games. And, Jack's definitely a contributor to us winning these last early in the season.
Looking at the schedule as you guys headed into it in October, pretty loaded group of opponents. And as we've mentioned, off to a very good start. Part of that, Jake Allen's been really good for you guys. If you're focusing on the now, you have to be happy with how that's played out to begin the year.
We're grateful to Jake and his family that they wanted to stay in New Jersey. They valued living there. They valued the team. Where they thought this team can go and wanted to be part of it. So believe me, I tip my hat to him. You don't usually get those type of calls the night before free agency when he's the hottest goalie on the market that he wants to stay and let's try to work this out. And he had to do what he wanted to do to stay. So, yeah, he's played great. And he's a true pro. He prepares himself, every single day. Nothing changes. He doesn't take for granted where he's at, and feels he can play a bunch of more years. So we're excited. He has played well, knock on wood, and we're going to see him again tonight.
Like most general managers, I'm sure you're going to tell me you're always looking to improve the roster. But how difficult, Fitzy, is it out there to make a trade these days? And we do know that there's a new change in terms of the CBA and how much you're allowed to kind of hold back now, and whether or not we're going to see trade deadline days like we did before, or are we anticipating that the only trade we'll ever kind of see from here on in is just money in, money out?
That's a great question, Nick. I'm not really sure for us. There is an old cliche. You really get to know your team probably around the 25 game mark, and you can start assessing possible needs, then that's how I've always looked at it. I don't know. Again, I don't know with the new rules and the cap in the playoffs, how that's going to work. Right off the bat, you're seeing guys re-sign with their team. So, are more and more star players going to get to free agency? Meaning, if they get into free agency, then on the deadline, if the team can't sign them, then they're going to move them. I'm not really sure. But it is hard to make a deal. One, you've got to have the assets to give up that a team is actually looking for, and two, you've got to have the space or try to make that work. So it isn't easy, but usually when you focus in on something, a position, player, if you start talking the same language, then there's always a good chance you can get a deal done.
Tom, just a few weeks into the season here, is there anyone on your roster that you've been surprised with, that it maybe has given you more than you've hoped, or has taken the step you thought they may eventually?
Well, I think there's a couple. The first would be Connor Brown. Yeah. We knew he was a good hockey player. We knew what his stats and underlying numbers read last year. What I didn't realize, and I've known Connor played here, going way back. He's a leader. I didn't realize the leadership qualities that he has off the ice. The guys really look up to him. So he's driving a lot of areas of our team. But we knew he was a good player. He's really contributing in areas that we thought he would, but we're now seeing it. And the other kid he's a young player, is the Gritsu kid who came in and he's had a really good camp. Now he's been a pro for the last few years over in the KHL. Fifth round draft pick, I believe, or fourth. He's a good hockey player. He's just a little snake bit right now when it comes to putting the puck in the back of the net, but his main asset is his vision. He really sees the ice well, and quite honestly, playing with Connor on a line with Cody Glass, they've actually really helped drive some offense for us. We know they're good defensively, but yeah, he's a kid we're very happy to add that. Not knowing what we were actually getting when he decided to come on over.
Hey, Tom, over the last few years, if you just generally ask anybody who's the fastest team in the league, often people would say the New Jersey Devils. Is that by design? Is that something that was at the top of your wish list in terms of makeup of a team?
I think the majority of the league is fast. I don't think you really tend to talk about teams who are slow. I don't think that's part of any team's DNA, quite honestly. But the thing that I felt has been the difference with us is just how we play with the puck. And we've got defensemen who actually can move pucks quick out of our own end and through the neutral zone and transition fast or quick. Puck comes out, puck goes back in. And that tends to make you look faster than you are, because I could probably go up and down the roster and say, okay, you can get on the goal line and we'll sprint up and down. Probably not as fast as people may think, but we think fast and we move pucks fast, and hence makes us look fast.
Yeah, that's certainly a big part of it. Have you seen an evolution in the game? You mentioned the whole league being fast now. Do you feel like it's a detriment to a team to be a heavier team? Just thinking about Florida. Florida getting playoffs is maybe not the fastest team. Or is it just sort of styles make fights and there's more than one way to build a successful team?
Well, I would say